So when you're working with Risha, there's a menu of activities that you can do to support her literacy development. She needs a lot of support with a lot of different areas, and so knowing a menu of work to do is really helpful. One is phonological awareness work. There's 3 levels of that: syllables, onset and rhyme, blending and segmenting. Another thing to do is work on letters, handwriting, forming them with your body, knowing the sounds of those letters. And with Risha, we're not focused on what the letter names are. We're focused on the sounds. A third thing to do is to work on some very simple words. That includes names. Names of Risha's friend. Mom, Risha, Bill, Abby, and a couple of other words, maybe cat, the, and see. I see Risha. I see Abby. So that's words work. Emergent books is her reading a book and touching under the words. Those are the books that are in her book pouch. Writing something is Risha tells you something to write, like I love my mom. You write the words in front of her while she's looking at you write, and then you can cut up between the words, mix it up, and have her put it back together. Very simple sentences. And that also is a way to practice her reading. Games. I'll show you a couple of games. So, for example, when we're doing phonological awareness work, it's really helpful to work with names like this. Risha, I want you to guess who this is. Sandy. And she might say, Sandy. And you, if not, you can model for her. All right, Risha, my turn. I'm going to do it, then you're going to do it. Sandy. Sandy. Now you do it. Sandy. Sandy. Or you can do it with words. That's the onset rhyme level. Bag. Bag. Your turn. Bag. Bag. Here's another one. Map. Map. Here's another one. Rag. Rag. So working with her to blend onset and rhymes can also be really helpful. Blending and segmenting, that's working with the 3 sounds in simple words, like this. At, fat. That's something she really struggles with at this point, but exposing it to her with your turn, her turn, might be a little bit helpful. You determine that. Okay, letters work. Now, the letters that Risha needs to know are ah, the sounds of them. Remember, ah, b, k, d, f, g, m, n, p, s, t, r. So those are some letters from which you can make a lot of different words. The other vowels, E, I, O, and U, we'll get to once she learns the really common consonants that are in a lot of words, plus the vowel A. And a way to work with the letters is to give her a magnetic letter tray, and you say a sound, and she holds up the letter that makes that sound. So if you say the sound, she holds up the letter that says that sound. And in terms of sounds and motion, it's really good to also know the sounds and motions for the letters. That's in a different video. Words. Again, words are names and simple words like I, see, the, and then names. Risha, Abby, Nia, Bill, and then you can make some reading material where the sentences are very easy. I see Nia. I see Risha. And then other sentences to make simple is I see the. And then if you have pictures, very clear pictures of things that are in her listening vocabulary, she can use the pictures to read the word. That's also a helpful strategy. Writing something is where she tells you something, like, I like the colors in a rainbow. You write the words and then you cut up the sentence on a piece of paper or a sentence strip. And then a game, a very easy game to make, is you get a piece of paper, you make a follow the path board, you have a start, and then you have an end, and you make lines, you get some cubes, and you get a dice, all of which are in the classroom. You put some letters in there, maybe some words, maybe some names, and it's like a follow the path game where you roll a dice and move the piece, and then Risha rolls the dice and moves the piece. And if you're playing with another student like Abby, she can be included. So games to practice letter sounds is also very helpful. And then, although Risha's still learning to read and needs a lot of support before she's going to be able to read, it's sometimes helpful to expose her. And you can do onset rhyme work with the at family, and Abby can be included in this too, where you do the work and she does the blending like this. At, and then she says rat, or you say it together. At, cat. So using words that have at in it is really helpful. At, fat. And then you can make it into a puzzle with index cards. If you have the rhyme at, I don't have that here right now, but if you have the rhyme at, and then you have letters that you can put in front of at to make words, then she could start to make some words. Oh, here we go. I would take the ag off. I do have that, excuse me. And just work with one rhyme at this point. So, you can make it into a puzzle. At, that. At, sat, at, cat. And so, working with words is also something that you can do with Risha and Abby. And then you can put these words into sentences like, I see the fat cat, or I see the bat. So that's a menu of activities that you can do when working with Risha that is really helpful for her in terms of literacy development. Phonological awareness training, letters work, words work, reading and writing, and game. And of course, with Risha and Abby, reading to them and engaging them in conversations is always really great. So just getting any book from the classroom library or a book that you enjoy and reading to them is always something that you can put anywhere in the menu. Because reading aloud to Risha and Abby and engaging them in conversations is a surefire way to build their language and introduce vocabulary. So that's the menu.